Every day, journalists and media workers bravely exercise their freedom of expression, often at great personal risk. Independent fact-based journalism helps protect democracies by exposing injustices, holding leaders to account, and allowing citizens to make informed decisions. With elections taking place in over 60 countries in 2024 around the globe, the work of journalists becomes even more significant than ever. And as the international community marks yet another World Press Freedom Day, the environment under which the journalist carries out his duty comes into focus. The need to strike a balance between the freedom of the press and the responsibility that comes with wielding such powers is also of importance.
The idea of freedom, when we come to it, depends on the government in power. Let us say in Nigeria now, we're thinking about freedom of the press. Whether you like it or not, you're thinking about the concept of ownership. Any owner has a reason for owning. And the owner determines what should be done and how it should be done. And if you don't like his guidelines, you better leave. This is when I want to run my show. This is what I want to hear. Like in Nigeria now, my friend mentioned sometimes the issue of insecurity in the country. Whether we like it or not, some people believe that some of these cases have been managed by some people in government. The speculation has been there. Nobody has tested it to say whether it's true or not. But some have a reason. Let it be here. Then you, as a free, disciplined journalist, you cannot say you won't be mindful of the reactions of government. You must respond to it because there are consequences.
In an era where information spreads like wildfire, journalists hold immense power to shape public opinion and influence societal change. But with this power comes great responsibility, a theme echoed globally on this World Press Freedom Day.
And today is a day has been set aside by the United Nations General Assembly as Freedom of Press Day. For us here in Nigeria, it means a lot. For those of us in the third world, it means a lot. The Nigerian Constitution, Section 39, freely expressed that people should have freedom of expression, freedom to hold thought, and freedom to impart thought. Section 22 specifically talked about the freedom of the press. And freedom of the press is fundamental in any democracy. For there to be a democratic nation, there must be freedom of the press. It may not be absolute, but people should be able to own media, express themselves, and hold government to account.
Journalists are the watchdogs of society entrusted with the crucial task of holding those in authority to account and ensuring transparency. However, in Nigeria, this responsibility has recently been called to question.
There was an encounter between the government and one of us who wrote something on his online platform, and the government didn't seem to like what he did, and the government, with the instrumentality of the law enforcement agencies, get him confined into a place. When we got to hear about it, we took to the streets, to the very place we knew our brother was, and at the end of the day, our actions worked out because we didn't quite see anything bad in what the guy wrote, but perception differs. When we talk about freedom of press, we're also talking about that instrument of democracy, which we use to ensure that the voices of the people are heard. If the media is used to advance the voices of the people, as in the 1999 Constitution, Chapter 4, Section 39, that says every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions, ideas, without interference.
In the age of social media and instant news, the line between fact and fiction has become increasingly blurred. Sensational headlines and clickbait tactics often overshadow thorough and responsible reporting.
If you want to ask me whether we are often subverted, we are. by power, by inducement, by threats. That happens. But I can tell you from personal experience over 50 years, most of the time it is we, as individuals, who decide not to do what is right. The constitutional guarantee is there. Oh, yes, you will tell me the law, the courts will never, the police, all that. Yes. What I have found in my experience is that when you stand on a certain moral framework and do your work, they usually can afford to ignore you. It will be too much trouble on them to pursue you.
The United Nations General Assembly declared May 3rd to be World Press Freedom Day to raise awareness on the importance of freedom of the press and remind governments of their duty to respect and uphold the right to freedom of expression enshrined under Article 19 of the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It also marks the anniversary of the Windhoek Declaration, a statement on the principles of a free press as put together by African newspaper journalists in Windhoek in 1991.